Coming to you live from the Kennedy Center here in Washington, D.C., Frantic TV. With your host, Felix Mariano.
Well, hi everybody, this is Frantic TV, where you get your news, no matter if it's true or false, but you get it here first. What a week, guys. This thing was like amazing. We had so much fun in the event that happened last week. The internet was blowing up. People were like, oh my God, who is this Mike guy that organizes group rides? But luckily, we have here the guy that put this together. The guy that you're going to be looking this whole summer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Rios.
It's an honor to be here, and it was an honor and a privilege to be able to do such an amazing group ride with you guys. For those of you that did show up, thank you so much for showing all your support, being respectful, and riding safe. The main thing that I want to focus on is the fact that we had no accidents, no injuries. That's going to be appropriate later, but you know, for this ride, we stayed safe, we stayed fun, and yeah, we did a lot of riding that day.
Yes, it was a day of fun, and by the way, I was looking at in social media, and there was a lot of people that were focusing on things that happened that had nothing to do with the S3 crew.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand, New York City is a place where there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of people. What you have like 3 million people in
something crazy like
in the
that.
city.
Yeah.
So guys, you know that things are going to happen around the group, especially when you have over 100 riders.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that you have to be mindful when you make your videos and you put in the cover that, oh no, this is what happened, or somebody got killed, or somebody got hit.
Yeah.
This is something that never happened in the group ride. This is something that went really smooth.
Yeah.
And please, you have to be mindful with that. What do you think about when people want to be sensational and they just want to like say, "Oh my God, this happened in the show," and then it focus on the negative part of things that happens around you?
Well, you know, it's a really common thing for a million great things to happen and then one bad thing to happen, and everybody just zones in on that. We do it to ourselves, we do it to other people, but in the YouTube game, clickbait is worth millions. So
oh my God,
there was not a lot of clickbait, honestly, throughout the entire video, which doesn't make for great YouTube sensationalization content. In the end, though, there was one incident that did happen that was completely independent from us. We happened to be riding past a motorcycle accident, and it had nothing to do with us. I was at the front of the pack, so I saw it as we were passing by. I knew that there was nobody in front of me, so I knew for sure it wasn't any of us, but sure enough, that made it into everybody's video.
And by the way, this is a good segue for something that is happening in New York City. Mayor Adam just signed up into law some restrictions about batteries. So now he's forcing companies to make sure that the batteries are certified. In the past, it used to be that they leave it to the companies for them to say, okay, the battery is safe. But the problem is that we had so many fires in the city,
28.
and now it's messing up. So here with us, Mike Rios is going to talk about some of the things that is going on right now, so you guys can have a better understanding of the impact that is having the people that are riding their bikes in a legal way, getting batteries are from the manufacturer. Richie, what do you think this law that was put into place, and also the buildings are now are trying to let people now bring their vehicles into their apartments, which is something that is a form of transportation for most people in New York City. Most people don't have a car. What are your thoughts about this whole situation with the mayor in New York City?
Mayor Adams is introducing a law to let us ride our bikes in our state parks and our greenways. He's currently trying to get that in motion. And on the other topic about keeping e-bikes, Felix referred to the fires. We had 28 between the Bronx and Washington Heights.
Wow.
And what people fail to mention is that the majority of these bikes are these low-end $500 bikes that are not inspected by the law. They're not held in customs to be checked, to be certified, to be brought into the company. Any bike over $1,000 is inspected, like Area Rider, Super 73, Sparks, Sur Ron, Onyx, and so on. Those are inspected. When you order a bike through those companies and it takes you 2 to 3 months, it's not the company taking that long to send you the bike. It's because it's held at customs and they're checked. Every bike is checked. And with that being said, I was looking for an apartment, and a lot of the landlords now with the 28 fires don't want e-bikes in their house. I went through 9 apartments. I was accepted through 7 of them. And when they saw my e-bike, go, what's this? It's a motorcycle. No, it's an e-bike. Oh, that's not coming here, right? Yes, it is. No, it's not. You don't have the apartment. I finally found one this past week that did accept my e-bike.
But just to give the audience some context, the problem is that now buildings are trying to put these crazy laws that once they see you, the first thing that they ask, do you have an e-bike?
Right.
So it's something that it's like discriminating against people that are doing the right thing. How do you feel when you go to apply for an
I felt
apartment,
violated. I felt.
and you have the job, you have the money, you have the face. You see?
Oh yeah, they saw my they saw my credentials. They saw what I make a year, and I was getting the apartment on the spot, and it was at one point that I took my phone out because they needed some document, and they saw the picture of my bike. And they go, what is that? I go, that's a motorcycle? No, that's an e-bike. Oh, no, you can't have the apartment now. Goodbye. I go, well, let me explain to you. And I was explaining to every landlord the difference between a high-end bike and one of those $500 bikes that you get in the Chinese store. But to them, it was talking Chinese. They didn't want to hear it. They said, an e-bike is an e-bike, and that's it. I don't want your bike in my house. That one day I wake up and my house is on fire. I said, but that's not fair. That's, I'm telling you, this is a professional bike, high-end bike. The batteries are safely built by powerful lithium. They go through safety first. And in the history of these batteries that we have on these bikes from powerful lithium, we never had a fire to this day. So that show my battery is $2,500 compared to you buying a cheap bike for $500. You understand? And not even the cheap bikes, because if the people took the time and read the instructions, they know that they can't charge that bike for more than 3 hours. But then they go and charge a 5-amp bike with a $199 extension cord from the 99-cent store, and 90% of the fires were caused by the extension cord leading to the bike. But the news doesn't report that because they don't understand that. It's an e-bike, that's it, period. So we need to tell the people and inform them what's the difference between a $500 bike and a $4,000 to a $8,000 professional e-bike.
If I could chime in on that one as well. I think that, with all these laws that are coming around, it's not, I don't want to sound too tinfoil hat on this, but I really do think that this is the people in power's way of trying to suffocate out the e-bike community. Undoubtedly, they have to see the momentum that has come from the e-bike world. As far as utility, as far as fun, as far as transportation, it's huge, and it's really blowing up.
And it's not going away. It's not going to go away. So we need to be able to coexist with each other.
But because they're struggling to crack down on many different things, riding style, laws, running red lights and stuff like that, instead of directly attacking or preventing that stuff from happening, they're just making it impossible to own the e-bike in the first place. So instead of, stopping how you ride or telling you that you can't ride in certain places, well, now you just can't have an e-bike in general because it's a fire hazard. So it's a roundabout way of still fixing the same solution. So
yes, hopefully this show is going to bring awareness for the government and for the people to maybe make some provisions about these things are happening, because the law is one thing, and then what the management companies for the buildings are another thing. They are making their own laws. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, there are private companies, but the problem is that I feel like there's a discrimination against people that are hardworking people, good-looking people like Richie.
I love you.
Like to be turned away 27 times because he has a legal e-bike. So that's something that we need to
Address.
address and pay attention to. All right, guys. So now that we got you in a bad mood. We have a special guest here, which he's gonna be talking about people dying. or maybe not dying. We for Frantic TV, we have a new member. This guy is a professional in the field of medicine. He is the person that is usually attend to people in need when it comes to crashing and being doing wheelies and and crashing into people. This is the person that helps those people out. Ladies and gentlemen, here with us in the studio, Dr. Taiho.
I'll be back.